One of the important topics which is on the world agenda is the crisis between Russia and Ukraine. Now I have a special guest, the Foreign Minister, His Excellency of Ukraine, Dmytro Kuleba, will be with us today. First of all, thank you very much for joining us to our special program. It's been an honor to see you in Turkey. And I would like to start first, what do you think about Turkey? You've been attending to the Antalya Diplomacy Forum 2021. What's your thoughts about this?
I have only good thoughts about Turkey. My thoughts vary from good to excellent. There is not a single bad thought about this beautiful country and a very friendly country to Ukraine. Ukraine and Turkey have special bonds, special connection, if I may, between our people, between our leaders, and I see a very bright future for this relationship.
Okay, let me start with my first concrete question. So the relationship between Ukraine and Turkey is not only good for bilateral cooperation, but the region and the relationship between Ukraine and Turkey is at the best. What kind of roadmap you are thinking to strengthen the relationship?
Yesterday, we sat down with my colleague and good friend, Mevlut Çavuşoğlu, for a short bilateral. And he told me, Dmytro, it is such a pleasure to admit that we have no problems to discuss. And I think that this certifies the quality of relationship between Kyiv and Ankara, that we are only discussing joint projects, joint undertaking, and joint efforts, while the level of trust and understanding between us reached the level when we can easily solve even the most difficult problems and issues. We have Ukraine's relations with Turkey are probably the most dynamic compared to relations with other countries. The number of formats which exist between us, the number of contacts between our leaders, the quality of these contacts proves that this is a very special relationship. And we should also always remember that Ukraine and Turkey are two biggest powers in the Black Sea region, which aim to keep this region safe, stable, and prosperous. I'm not taking Russia into account because Russia acts as a destabilizing factor in the Black Sea region. Though it's much bigger than both Ukraine and Turkey, but it tries to destabilize the region while Turkey and Ukraine are working together to ensure stability.
Can you give us more information about the sea rules? Because as long as I know from the news that Russia would like to have more sea land in Black Sea.
Well, Russia illegally occupied Ukrainian peninsula Crimea and turned it into basically a military base. Crimean Peninsula stands in the very middle of the Black Sea, and therefore unfortunately serves as a very easy and very well located military base to undertake military operations. If Russia looks to the west of Crimea, it can interrupt trade routes connecting the port of Odessa and Turkey and further Mediterranean. If they look to the east, they block and destabilize the Sea of Azov and the fishing industry in that part. And if they look, and they also have special economic interests trying to exploit natural resources of the Black Sea. And the last element is purely security. It's military destabilization and posing military threat to Ukraine from the sea. This is what Russia is doing, and no country in the Black Sea can deter and contain Russia on its own. So we need a joint effort of Ukraine, Turkey, Romania, Bulgaria, Georgia, Together, we can create a counterbalance, a stabilizing counterbalance to destabilizing Russian activities in the Black Sea region.
Okay, what role do you think that Turkey can play in the crisis between Russia and Ukraine?
Well, it has been playing that constructive role since 2014, first by strongly supporting territorial integrity of Ukraine in all possible formats. Second, by delegating capable Turkish diplomats to work in the special monitoring mission of OSCE in Ukraine. This is the mission that observes the situation in the conflict zone in Donbass. Third, by supporting Ukrainian initiatives related to Crimea, most importantly, the Crimea platform. And fourth, by getting involved in very deep and structured cooperation on military and defense. You know, the famous example of Bayraktar UAVs, which are very important for Ukraine, but also for Turkey. And we are aiming at doing co-production of these UAVs. So these are the four elements how Turkey has been very important, very helpful, and very constructive in making sure that Ukraine is capable of defending itself against Russia.
You mentioned the Crimea platform. Can you please give us a little bit more details about this?
Yeah, sure. Well, first, Crimea platform is already a success because it steered discussions. It brought the issue back to the agendas of diplomats around the world. And in that sense, I'm satisfied with this because that was one of the strategic purposes of this initiative, to stop, to put an end to the process where Crimea fades away from international agenda. Now we are heading towards the summit of the Crimea platform to be held on 23rd of August, and I have no doubts that this will be a very successful summit as well. Every week we receive new confirmations of attendance from heads of government, state, parliaments, foreign ministers. Turkey will also attend, and we will launch an initiative that will bring together every international actor that cares for Crimea, that cares for international law, and for security and prosperity of the Black Sea region as a whole. And they will be coordinating their efforts to ensure consistency of our policy towards the deoccupation of Crimea.